the present perfect tense. Okay, in my opinion, this is the most difficult common tense for students to master, and this is based on more than 15 years of English teaching. Now, in this video, I'm only going to talk about the uses of the present perfect and also some common errors my students from all around the world make. Okay, now if you go to Google, if you Google the present perfect tense, it's also called the past perfect tense. Normally they will give you 4, 5 or 6 uses of the tense. I simplify things down to 3. Okay, and in my opinion, this covers 99% of the situations in which you'll need the present perfect tense. So, use number 1 is when you indicate the duration of an action that started in the past and is still happening now in the present moment. For example, I could say, I have lived in Spain for 5 years. I have lived in Spain for 5 years. Okay, you must indicate the duration of that action. You must indicate how long that has been going on for. Now, if you don't indicate the duration and you're talking about an action happening now, you would use the present continuous tense. For example, you could say, I am living in Spain. I am living in Spain. But once you have a time concept, you must use the present perfect tense. So we cannot say, I am living in Spain for 5 years. Okay, once we have that time concept for 5 years, indicating the duration, you must use the present perfect tense. So the correct sentence would be, I have lived in Spain for 5 years. Okay, now I'm going to move on to use number 2. Now this is for past finished experiences which you remember in the present moment. For example, I could say, I have worked in a bank in France. I have worked in a bank in France, which is actually true. Now, with this use number 2, you must not use a time concept, okay, because it's a past finished experience. Now, once you start using a time concept, for example, 10 years ago, you use the past tense. So, for example, I could say, I worked in a bank 10 years ago. I worked in a bank 10 years ago. Similarly, if I indicate another type of time concept, for example, if I indicate the year, I would use the past tense. I can't use the present perfect tense. Okay, so for example, I could say, I worked in 1997 in a bank in France. I worked, actually the correct sentence should be, I worked in a bank in France in 1997. In 1997. So that time concept, in 1997, that means you must use the past tense. Okay, so you can use the present perfect tense for past finished experiences, but it's very important not to have a time concept. Okay, now on to use number 3. This is again without a time concept. Okay, so please don't use a time concept with this. We use number 3 for recent actions which have a consequence in the present moment. Okay, so recent actions that have a consequence in the present moment. For example, I could say, the pandemic has just finished, so we don't need to wear any masks. The pandemic has just finished, so we don't need to wear any masks. I'm actually recording this in December 2022. Some people say the pandemic has finished, some people don't. But anyway, I'm assuming it has at this stage. Hopefully it has finished. So in my sentence, the finished action is, which is recently finished, is the pandemic has just finished. And that has a consequence in the present moment because we don't have to wear masks again. Okay? So use number 3 is recent finished actions without a time concept. That's very important. Don't have a time concept in there, with a consequence in the present moment. Okay, I hope that helps. If you like my video, please give me a like, and please subscribe, and please share to your friends and family. Thank you for watching.